Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For whoever it is that is in this time zone, thank you and welcome for joining me. In here, this video, we're going to do something quite easy, very easy in fact. We're going to take the square and we're going to take the hexagon. Now, if you ever remember watching the Da Vinci Code, they were looking for the chalice. So if you ever took a look for the chalice is actually this. But it becomes this. And how does it do it? With 11, 11. You put one line here between this corner, you put one line between this corner, you have now made the square larger, separating the two sides with 11. The octagon is made that way. They put 11 on two sides, they put the other 11 on two sides. There's 8 sides. It'll be this way, this way, this way, and this way. And that's the way they're going to create their 11, 11. Stop and go. Now, there was one other thing I was looking for. Just wanted to show you something. I hope I don't forget. I'm into the video now, quite heavy. And I have 1,000 of them yet. Has anybody seen this for number 11? Has anybody seen this number 2? This is the way you mark 2. You got this outside of 2, you got this outside of 2, and you got all these 2s. Now, if you're thinking of these 2s, your question would be, are these the extremities? Well, it's not A and E. You see, A and E is right here. It's the center dot to the extremity of everything is your A and E. Okay? This is not A and E, but I will show you what is A and E. This is A and E. Here's your 9 lives, okay? I made this a little bit bigger. But here's your 9 squares. You take one corner off. We go from the extremity to the center. We create the diameter and the size. And this is the way you start creating all your stuff. And if you look inside, there's 2 levels over here. Okay? The angle of these 2 levels is it on this angle. So you start creating your letters this way. That's one of the reasons why the Greeks have all their letters with points on it. Because it's from, you don't put a line straight down. You have to go crisscross to each corner. You always have to stay on line. If you're offline, it's because you're going to a destination that's either in a corner or you're on line. Either you're going to a corner and you're off, you're going straight into the corner, a straight line, but you can't go straight down because there's nowhere to go. The only way to create a line and a placement to go is to begin the fish. The fish shows you that when you create the corner to corner, you create the corner to corner, I didn't, you automatically create the center. So now you can have one straight line. Between the center, you have a division, and now the energy comes from left and right. The way you place your chips on the roulette table is the way it functions. Everything in creation as to how I've seen it, how I've compared it, how I've numbered it, and whatever I did, I see it. You see what you see. And I see what I see. And loosey-goosey together, we see something even greater. I was put down in the later video saying, wasn't worth watching you. Well, sometimes it's not. And I do put on a lot of minutes on this, and you can't possibly, I just keep overlapping stuff, and sometimes who wants to see double? Right? The other thing I was going to show you is, give me a second, is the peace sign or the Mercedes sign that divides up the circle. 135 degrees is 3 times 45, and I have good reason. 135 degrees, 6 is the creation between one side and the other, which is 1.5 and 1.5, give you a total of 273. On the 273rd day, on the 30th of September, starting from the 1st of January, a pregnancy and a child is born. We're not using the time that it took for the 3 days of the sperm or the 2 days of the sperm. Don't forget. And always on day 1, day 1 is it day 1 or it's going to be the whole day? You know what I'm saying? It's day 1. I just walked in. Give me a minute. Give me a break. So we have this thing, and it relates to the marijuana plant and the fleur-de-lis. Because the fleur-de-lis, okay, is one side, 2 side, and then it's the pie in the center that makes 2 sides connect, that makes who you are. I mean, although you're living only on one side, you end up being a piece of the pie as you're one of these on another level. Another thing I was going to say, I talked about ISON and all these places and comet, and the word comet is 56. Well, 7 times 8 is 56, and it's comet, and 56 is actually 54. Why? Because when you play football, the minute you get to 56 to 55, you're in center field. 56, you're 1 yard on the other side. You're now 57 for one team. Excuse me, 56 for one team. But on the other team, you're 54. You're on your 54-yard line. NFL, CFL. If you got 7 by 8, 56, well, now you're at the 44-yard line. 44 is space. It stands for the Phoenix. So you're at the 44 on that side, the 44 on this side, stood 2 terms in office, and you got 51. Why do you have 51? Boy, I shouldn't have said that, because it's in my notes. I can't tell you everything I do. It's just, I get lost in the notes. So now when we do the NFL football, we go 7 times 7 is 49. Well, on one guy, we're at 51. There's your 51. But on the other guy, you're on the 49. There's 2 yards difference. But if you're playing Canadian football and you got 7 by 7 and you're on the 49, you're missing 6. On both sides, you're missing 12. 7 by 7 is 49 and 6 is 55. But if you got that 6 and you were in the NFL now and you had the 55, now you're at the 45. You're at the 45 for each, you're 5 and 5, minus 5 plus 5. Minus 5 and plus 5 for one team, minus 5 plus 5 for the other team, makes a total of 10 yards. Let's play ball. Somehow they figured it out. 7 times 7 and 8 by 7, they figured out how to make the 10-yard difference and play the 2 games. We can still go. 6 by 8, 9 by 7, which way do you want to go? The other thing I was going to show you is, I'm not finished this equation yet. Here's pi, 3.14159265. 1, 4, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 5, because right here goes 14. I have to go down 36 numbers. If I can fill in 36 numbers while following the tail, I'll be able to figure out part of pi. The other thing I'm going to talk about, did I mention this yet? Or this? The mug and dovage shows 6. The octagon shows 8. So we connect 8 total. But we connect 3 of 4 on this side, in which 2 of 3 are the same that are connected on this side, in which 3 of 4 are connected on this side, but the third one and the third one on this side are not the same. They create the cross or the winged L when they recreate to the big pigs in the sky, Jupiter and Saturn. I'm going to show you one little thing that I was working on. Part of when you make a box, this is going to be 34, 8, 4, excuse me, 3 by 3 is 9, 3 by 3 is 9, 3 by 3 is 9, 3 by 3 is 9. 7 by 7 is your 49. Look at that. 1 and 2 in Roman numerals, put 1 between the box, so I'd have to make this bigger now if I want to do it that way. Or I draw a line this way, and then draw a line this way. Now I have my H and my I. Do you follow me? 7 and 8 anyways. So now is the other thing I was going to mention. Is this is the beginning grid. I'm going to be working on pi, okay, 3.14159265. If you look at it over here, when I work out the first equation, I get 1 for 1. 1 for 1 is 47 times 3. 47 times 3 is 120, and 21 is 141. It's an exchange. 3 times 592 equals to 1776 and 11. So I'm really not looking to explain it. What I do is I put the numbers of pi here, 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 and all of this with pi. And then I use the mathematics that I have that we're going to work on, and then I'm going to put all the numbers in here. There's going to be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, all the way to 36, 36, 36, and 36. Now what these are going to do is this is going to take the original number of pi. And then it's going to remake the number by multiplying another number in this area. Let me go back to it for a second. What I do, okay, this is another grid, and where I break down pi in 36 areas, and I take out only, you see, notice there's only one corner of each. I'm going to take out the one corner answer that comes in each one, and this I'm going to remake the grid of pi, but that's a little bit into the future. So what I'm going to do now, like I said, I take pi, pi, pi. I got 36 numbers. Or, excuse me, I'm going to put pi, 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 or, and pi is a straw, by the way, it's a passage. It's to bring some liquid up from the bottom or suck in some air. Okay, so we put the 9 numbers of pi, and I do the equation. Let's say I go, let's say 3.14, so we'll take 1 4, so I'll go 5 times 1 is 5, I'll put 5 here. Then I'll go 5 times 2 is 10, I'll put 10 here. Then I'll do 5 times 3 is 15, I'll put 15 here. And I'll keep on going. There's another number missing, but I'm just going to keep that silent for now. I have to do 111 boxes of 9 is 999 numbers into 3 different equations, and then rewrite it into where I take 36 numbers and put it into one square, then add up the square to a double digit. And that's my answer. And that will be the answer to the continuous of pi, because it will repeat. It has no choice. It's just like saying 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 and 7 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 3 and 6 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. And you get my drift? So I do it with the number, and then the special effect, because 0 is not 0. It wasn't. It never was. It's a position. You're standing in it. It's either part of a whole and then part of a half, because something is always overlapping the O that it's in. Do you understand? The overlapping water. Anyways, this is just a fly-by-night video I just wanted to put out there. And when I come back with some results, I'll have to make sure that I might add this game into it, because this told me what to do, what I could do and what I can't do. The difference is I can play this game the way I want. I can make it with all zeros, or I can make it all perfect. Any game, I play all games, and I don't play the games with anybody. I just play with myself. That's all I need to do is look at the dice and look at the board, and you can play the game all alone. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus, waiting on the year 5775, inside the house of 62062 808 or 868. Do you understand why? 4774 times 13 equals 62,062 moons. The 0 is now valued at 6, so we have 62662. So 6 and 2 is 8. 6 stays the way it is because it's in the center, and the other 6 and 2 is 8. So it's 868. Now we go up to the Monopoly game when we take out the money. We take out a 500. Okay, excuse me. When we do 868, the 8 on the dice cube becomes a 6, and the 6 becomes an 8. So we must reverse all the numbers now, because it has to be 6 on the outside, because 6 lives on 8 on the inside. 8 becomes 6, so it becomes 686. $686 in Monopoly is 1/500, 1/100, 150. It become 120, 110, 15, 11, 686. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. It also tells us, excuse me, for the time we're in, 6 times 8 is 48, plus 14 is 58 is 62. 4 times 4 is 16. Excuse me, 4 by 8 is 48. Did we do 48 now? 4 times 8 is 32. 4 and 8 is 12. 32 and 12 is 44. So you're the phoenix, or the whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I'm still on a countdown, and I still say this is the house of Abraham. So thank you for watching.